What's up, guys? Frog Monger. Yes! So Mattel Creations wants to take its sweet time delivering stuff. I don't know why. I don't know what's going on. I really don't. You would imagine that they would... How do I put this? You would imagine that when they're ready to set up a sale, and it's all pre-orders, and they already know how many they can sell because they know how many they've produced, plus there's some sort of mathematical equation, I would assume, that goes into the idea that there may be returns and there may be damaged products. So there's a couple thousand that are probably not sold on that context in general, which is why those toys will often end up on things like after a pre-order, where you know that things only go through a wave or something like that, and then they all get sold. They end up on other distributors, and sometimes on Mattel Creations itself for you to buy afterwards, which then makes you go, well, if we could have just bought it like that, then why can the pre-order sell out? Well, regardless of any of that talk, boy, have they been taking their time. I don't know what's going on. I really don't. But I just feel like their response to sending stuff out could be faster. I'm still waiting on Wondar. I'm still waiting on Grizzlor. This guy took forever. I've seen other people that have gotten things in the mail from them that then, for some reason, I was waiting around for a long time. I saw people weeks before I got mine with theirs. So I don't know what the deal is, but I got it. Okay? And for all the waiting I did, I guess you could say I'm pretty patient, because while it sucked to wait, I'm not actually mad that I did. I'm happy that I got him. Normally, right off the bat, one of the things that we're going to talk about is the boxes, but, I mean, we already know. We already know. All of these are pretty much designed the exact same way. If you got this, and you got this, then you already know. That's the way these boxes are. Now, what I want to bring up, as normal, is the box art, because it is fantastic. This box art is awesome, and I don't know if this is just going to become a standard for when they release things this way, Mattel Creations or special single cell figures like Frog Monger or something like that. But this full card back art is astonishing, and man, I wish they were all like this. I understand why they're not, because there's certain information and whatnot that evidently has to be on the card and things like that. And then you could somehow sidestep that, even region-wise, depending on the sale through distributors, something like that. I don't understand exactly how it works, but I know that it's a thing. But the box art for this is fantastic, and it shows us all the different creatures that are going to come up out of the Castle Grayskull prison grate thing. That is really cool. I don't know what this werewolf dude is back here, but he's cool. I also want this pink octopus thing. That would be cool. I have no idea how they would do that. Frog Monger himself is fantastic, and I wanted him the exact second I seen him. And the skeleton, I don't know if that's a different skeleton or if it's just the skeletal warriors that we recently got announced that are going to come out in the skeletal pack. And if that's a thing, the skeleton warrior pack, and if you don't know about that, I already did a video talking about all that stuff, so you can go check that out. Maybe that's what that is, but for what it's worth, the card art, this is an absolute keep. I'm going to 100%, without a doubt, be very careful opening this one, because I want to keep the entire card back this time, because it is fantastic. So here he is. Here's Frog Monger. This is an awesome figure. I mean, he is really cool. First off, his detail is fantastic, especially for what we're looking at here. Things like this right here with the actual actual little indentations and things like that. The little texture of his skin is really cool. His paint op is pretty solid. Small things, sure, but all these little spots and everything like that really help to bring him out. The back of his head has this little area right here. This is a separate piece, which is really cool. Oh, he fell over. And it really gives me that 1950s space alien type of idea. Like he's some invading alien thing, attacker from Mars type of deal. And to really push that idea, at least from what I'm getting here, right here, this gun is awesome. That is a straight up 1950s invading alien enemy gun. The arm right here with the fin and the extra fin on top. I think some of these parts we'll see reused for the Snakemen, which is okay. In fact, I believe I've already seen this in a character that's coming up. The feet are pretty solid. I like this fin back here very much. That could be something they've already used in Merman and whatnot. But we see this kind of thing with these characters all the time. Motu is a whole mess of reused parts. We see it all the time. So I'm not saying anything bad about it. I'm just saying that that's what it is. You know, this guy checks a couple of boxes for me that I absolutely love. I mean, he really does. From his eyes to his face to the way he's somewhat menacing while at the same time he could be somewhat goofy. Like, this guy's a straight up 1950s invading alien. But you know what? He also kind of hits on something else that I almost never get a chance to ever really talk about. You know what he reminds me of? Do you remember Frog from Chrono Trigger? That's what he reminds me of. The second I seen him, that's what I thought of. And I immediately started thinking about how you could take his arms and his head, and if you swapped him out, you could make Frog. If you found the right thing, the right Masters of the Universe character, like maybe something comparable to the Fisto body, with the proper armor and all the other attributes of Fisto, you could probably swap these parts out and create a Frog from Chrono Trigger. You know, Frog was my favorite character in Chrono Trigger. So it goes without saying that immediately when I saw him, it triggered a little bit of my personal nostalgia, and that made me want him, as also the fact that you'd always seen his hand in the prison grate, and that always kind of gave you the idea that there was something under Castle Grayskull, enemies that had been locked away so far down in the depths of the dungeon that they were never supposed to get out, and who knows what else is down there, and he's definitely one of those things. And once again, we talk about this all the time, these are avatars of the imagination, and Frog Monger sparks it. Frog Monger is one of those things that you saw on a sticker years ago when you were a child. And then, all these years later, he is fully realized as a figure in the Origins line. And that is fantastic. He goes hand in hand with Castle Grayskull at this point. And if I was still a kid, still playing toys, the very first thing that I would do is I would start my game, or my RP, or my playing Joes, or whatever you want to call it, with him somehow getting this gun to work, blasting the grate, and then flying up out of the dungeon and into Castle Grayskull, with the sorceress immediately calling He-Man and saying, "There's a problem. The enemies of Grayskull, locked away long ago, are free." And then, of course, you would play your entire game off of that. Like, it just, he's so awesome. Guys, this is a figure I am absolutely excited to add to the shelf. I only got one. I didn't get two. I'm an opener. So, the card art, which is right here, is now going to go in with all the other card arts, because I keep these card backs. I don't keep the packaging. The packaging to me is packaging. I'm going to read the mini comic. I'm going to put that card art with all the other card backs that I have. And at some point, I'm going to take every card back that I've collected and I'm going to make a big picture. Something that I can hang in here. Like just a big framed thing with every single thing that I've collected so far. I just feel like that's a really cool idea. Like a big collage art. I'm going to do that. But for what it's worth, for right now, Frog Monger has been added to the shelf, and I couldn't be happier. This character is really cool. From the Mars Attacks 1950s alien motif to the fact that he fits something that I used to love when I was a child from Chrono Trigger, to the fact that he's on the prison grate of Castle Grayskull, the sticker, the infamous sticker. He is a long overdue enemy of Grayskull that we never got to see. And now I want to see the others. Later on.
I have spoken. Take what you will from it.